It is day 81 of the winter cut, 247 body weight, which means we only got 22 to go to hit that 100-pound in a year target. And it is my speed bench day, shoulder priority, upper accessory stuff. But I got distracted by this old school Panana calf machine when I walked in here, and it feels really freaking good. So I guess we're training calves today too. Miana says every day is calf day when you're as fat as I am, so maybe I'm wasting my time. And like I was saying at the end of last night's vlog, running the 2,400 to 2,600 calories, losing weight as rapidly as I am, like training feels pretty hard, vlogging feels pretty hard to make it good. But then the challenge becomes like, how can I make the session as productive as possible? How can I still have fun with the vlog? And part of making the vlogging more fun for me today is we are going to try to shoot on an 85mm lens. And for reference, like there's me in the mirror. Look how freaking far away from myself I'm having to hold the camera to make this thing work. Now, as far as making training fun, well, we're gonna bench. And for that, we're running the American cambered bench bar for our speed work. And I'm thinking we're gonna do the fun comp grip, reverse grip, alternating protocol, which will be even more fun with this bar because one side will be more range, one side will be less range, and it should be a good time. And I really freaking hope you guys are enjoying this lens because the camera's like 100 feet away from me right now and I cannot tell if anything at all is in focus or if the camera is even pointed at me. And we'll flip her around for the reversey. Gonna have to raise the Janus. Praying that autofocus has me, not Cole, right now. I might have to ditch this thing because I am so unsure on whether or not it's gonna actually work. But luckily the gym is both not busy and giant, so having the camera way over there, not too much of a detriment on its own. It's just like the not being able to tell whether or not it looks okay is kind of stressing me out. You guys didn't see that one, but I was going to say bench feels really freaking poppy. Move the shot for less Cole obstruction. But we're going to run our workies at 185.
But before we do that, if you're feeling stuck in training, you don't know what to do, and you're not making progress, I am working my ass off to make Team Activated the best powerlifting coaching platform around so that we can figure out what you need to be doing better with your technique, with your intent, and with your programming so we can start driving progress again. Prices are going to be going up on April 1st, so hop in now to lock in.
Okay, 6.5s, as intentful as possible with the presses and as short as possible with the rest times. The low side feels so low after the high side.
Oh, yeah.
I would have missed the third. Holy. Give it her 30 seconds. Triceps are gassed. Cannot feel my arms. Okay, fuck. Yeah, that was fun. Switch back to the 35 mil lens because that was probably too stupid. But like the fall off there on that last set, that was real because my arms, my triceps were so freaking cooked with how hard I was pushing in the bar and how short the rest times were that I couldn't have pressed another rep even if I wanted to. And the biggest thing lifters miss when they're running speed work is they think that because the bar is light, it's going to be easy. But no, if you want speed work to work, you have to work so freaking hard to get something out of it because the bar is light. You have to bring as much intent into it as you would for your third attempt on meet day to get something from it. And if you are bringing that much intent into every single rep, you're going to burn out freaking quick, even if it is only 185. And on that note, we're going to bring some slightly different intent, although very heavy intent, to the shoulder hypertrophy stuff. Never mind, because Miana came to grab me for a lift off, so we're doing that before we move on to the shoulder stuff.
Yep.
Spread. Good. Good. Tight catch. Yeah. Looks solider than last week for sure.
I didn't feel like I was slipping out from under me, which made a big difference.
Downside of having a wooden platform in a gym that's still a construction zone is it gets dusty and very slippery. So Miana spent like 5 minutes cleaning the thing off so she could have leg drag today. And because we ran the notchless machine last week, I figure we should give the pendulum shoulder press a try for the sake of comparison. Sitting the right way on it for an actual shoulder press, not the bastardized vertical JM thing I've been doing. And first rep impression is that this is a very like incliney overhead, kind of reminds me of the hammer strength one we got at the other gym, but it feels much more front delty and much less clavicular pecky. So I think that's a good thing. Also feels like it's going to get heavy pretty quick. So straight to 2 plates. Thinking right now that I want to at least get to 3 here, so hopefully this doesn't suck. Oh, that's so nice, but also very heavy. I'll shut up. Like reminds me much more of a Viking press because like the shove forward like isn't shoving away from shoulder. It's like almost enhancing the shoulder push. So I'm happy camper. Straight to 3. And if this feels good, we'll go up for another. The Nautilus machine last week was freaking sick, but this might surpass it in terms of how good it feels. So 3.5. But Miana needs a lift off first, so we're going to do that. Good. Spread into the settle. There you go. Yes. Tight catch. Tighter. Hard spread, hard spread. Yeah. Sick. Way better than last week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not good, but better than
I
last week.
feel like I'm not mad about this at all, but the way that the rack is, it's hard for me to like get into my lats on that
Well,
initial.
it looks like you're way too low. Like you should be running hook hole higher and just doing the mono hand out.
Yeah, I should have done that, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm done, but next week.
Now we know.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like taking that handoff break was a bad thing because the SOMS, sudden onset muscle soreness, is definitely kicking in. Not pain, but it's like, holy guacamole, dem fronties getting worked right now. So freaking good. I just love good machines, especially when cutting so freaking much, because like barbell right now, everything's too loosey-goosey, willy-nilly, doesn't feel nice, that I can't really drive super freaking hard. But on that thing, because there's external stability, drive very, very hard. Drive is very, very hard. Can't talk right now. And the selectorized machine I ran as my secondary overhead last week felt freaking insane, but it's currently in use. So for the sake of comparison, we're going to give the Cybex a whirl. Oh, it converges. This could be interesting. Gotta raise the seat up a little bit. Definitely gotta put some more weight on it. Oh. It's definitely touching somewhere that doesn't want to feel strong on that surgically repaired pec side. Not the pec itself, but like the shoulder. So, I don't know. Might get something out of it. Does feel very squeezy, even if it's a little rickety. Actually very surprised how good of a feel I got by the end. So, we'll go up. Okay, full stack. Gonna crank the knobby dial up to 15 as well. So, let's dig in. We'll do one more. Okay, round two. Kind of curious to see what the horizontal handles feel like now. Much worse in a good way. Yeah. And now for a little pec range of motion touching with some dips. And part of me wants to start assisted because last week warming up assisted felt so freaking good by the time I got to body weight. The other part of me doesn't want to be a pansy, so we'll just start body weight. Actually feels pretty freaking okay, so we'll run it. Think we might finally have dips back. And one of my bigger reasons for doing dips is obviously the shoulder range, but also comes with it is as I'm going to the bottom, scap is going to elevate, push away from the rib cage a little bit. And then my job as I'm pushing through is try to push my rib cage back through the other way through the scaps to get a little bit of serratus protraction going. And I find that really helps with my bottom end hold up in bench. So we'll try to push this one a little bit deeper and make sure we're pushing all the way back up to the top. Those actually look like okay, right? But like that's the goal. Like I want people that don't know to not even know that I ripped a pec off 16 months ago. And on that note, back to the delty boys on this guy. And I think plan for the rest of the session, gonna touch some triceps, gonna touch some rears and upper back, maybe touch a little more triceps and some abs, and that is gonna be it. Which I realize doesn't sound like it's just like a simple it because I just listed off a lot of things, but I don't know. Put more weight on because that was too easy to be doing work with. Did I mention that I love machines? So freaking nice. Like, you could just cook so freaking hard on this thing and get so much tension. It's just wonderful. But I do feel like strength curve wise, it is a little bit limited. So gonna run over to dumbbell land to burn out the rest of the sides. And for that, we're going 15. So not super heavy, but also trying to not sacrifice range of motion here for the sake of picking up bigger dumbbells. I feel like this is probably really boring to watch, so sorry, guys. So good, though. Also, I feel like I should clarify, like, I like this toque, but I also acknowledge how small and kind of stupid it looks. So definitely not going to be putting this one for sale on activatedperformance.net, but the rest of the new drop is, and only available until March 31st. So hit the link below, grab some good stuff to train in. Down to 10s here. And like, I know it does go against the current trend, but when my delts were the least pathetic, I was listening to a lot of John Meadows, and something that John would talk about and liked was running lighter, higher rep delt stuff, trying to be really precise, making sure the delts are actually contracting as you're raising the dumbbells. And I don't know, it feels good. So hopefully they start looking less pathetic soon, because just doing heavy stuff for me on delts, like, other stuff tends to take over, and like, I already got big traps. I don't need bigger traps. I mean, I probably do need bigger traps, but bigger delts, higher priority. So that is why we're going light, squeezy, really trying to contract all the way through. And we're burning out. And we'll go one more here. Little science experiment, seeing how the metal ones feel in comparison. And I was like expecting them to feel heavier after the dumbbell pressing we've done with the metal versus the rubber, but feels about the same. So I don't know. But the pump is there. And we're gonna complete the rear delt annihilation with some more of the Panada machine for the rear delt intent rows. And like, I know I've done this machine pretty much every time I've been here, but this thing feels so freaking good that I don't want to come here and not use it. Like, I wish I could use words to describe how nice this is, but it would be impossible. Yeah, that definitely hits the spot. And we're going against current trends again and dropping her down for set 2 to dig into the squeezy squeeze. And really like trying to spread the handles wide as I pull. Catching all that rear delt. Feels wonderful. Yeah. And like I talked about chuggability a little bit the other week, and I think part of the benefit of running lighter, higher rep sets is even if it isn't totally evidence based, the amount of hard reps I can get if I'm cranking into a set of like 15 plus versus a set of 8, I can get way more grindy reps in on that set of 15 plus, and it just feels nice, is all I really know. But I think it probably does at least something good for me. Not sure what that something is though, so sorry. And I feel like I've kind of been missing out on some vertical pulling because they don't have a pull down tower here. But since they got the pull down machine now, figure we should give this guy a little bit of a whirl. Gonna, oop, lighter than I was expecting. And we're gonna try to not be too much of an asshole. But that feels really nice. Yeah, we're going up. Okay, see if this is enough for work set. We'll probably go up. Yeah, 3 plates. And like I haven't used that many pull down machines in my day, and I'm usually a little bit disappointed with them. This guy, though, very sick. It's like exactly in the spot of my lats that I want it. I don't know if that's because it diverges a little bit or what, but it just feels good. We'll leave it there though, because don't want to get too sloppy. And because I can't point to myself while I'm doing the machine, like where I'm feeling it is like right there, right in the meaty part of the lat, and it is so freaking nice.
That felt nice. That felt like a little massage.
Oh, okay. Big crank. Oh, 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 oh. Ah. Oh, oh, oh. Chuckability score also high on this thing. And I feel like this wouldn't be my vlog if I didn't do something to piss off the comment section. So, med ball, pushdowns, once again. And like when I run these, comment section usually gets mad about like being less stable than a push down or whatever. But the thing is like the ball has some heft to it. It's squishing down on the pad. It ain't rolling anywhere. And it honestly feels like I can drive into this harder than I can on a standard cable pushdown, because standard cable pushdown, like the little tiny handle on the bottom of the cable, like it wants to wobble around, whereas this is locked in to the dip pad and you can just crank. We'll go up for the next set so we can have a little more crank though. Okay, 80 kilos on the dip assist. Last week this was probably too heavy, so we'll see if we can make it less terrible today. Managing it better, but teetering on the limits of being able to balance it with my body weight. I'll run set 2 there too and hopefully be able to do at least okay. And now the fight to get in position. There we go. Oh. 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 Do you want to use it? Yeah? Okay. See, can't be that useless if Miata's going to do it. Next one, try getting like a little more over top of it and like almost like more diamond push-up hands. You can go elbow out. It's going to feel like way grosser right in there.
Okay, that's exactly.
And we're back over here in dumbbell land to finish things up with some hollow hold pullovers. And like the goal here is that I'm going to run my legs pretty straight out, but I'm trying to keep my abs on, low back driven into the bench pad to hold the rib cage down as I'm extending the pullover. And what this is going to do is be really freaking gnarly isometric brace training, but at the same time, it's letting me get a little bit of segmented extension through the upper part of the rib cage, and it's so freaking hard on everything. Cannot believe that's how little reps I got, but we're dying. That was actually the second set because the first one I apparently forgot to record, so not gonna do a third. But freaking stoked because another really good session, another productive session, another session where I did what I needed to do to move forward in the context of the cut. And that is just, who cares how I feel, who cares how low energy does seem when I get in here. It's find a way to wake up and bring it the absolute best that I can, because if I can do that, even if it does feel like performance is falling and I'm not as strong as I was when I was 300 pounds, like it's still going to do something for me. And that's all I really need right now. And like thinking back to where performance is right now compared to when I quit the last cut at around 255 or when I bottomed out in Florida at around 240, like where performance is right now is so much better than when it was last year or 5 years ago in Florida. And I think like the biggest thing is just learning to mentally handle the low energy feels better. And like last cut was a big step forward for me in that regard, because it was the first time ever that I felt like, hey, I can actually kind of still do okay. But this time around, it's like trying to bring more positivity, more fun, more feel good, more trying to just get excited and have a good freaking time. Like it's holding on way better than I expected. And this is by far the best my performance has been with calories where they are and with body weight where it is. And that's a good thing because we got to keep on cranking because we got 22 more pounds to go to hit that 100 a year. And we probably got a few more to do that before we're right bottomed out and glutes are in. But I think that's what I got for tonight, guys. So thank you so much for watching. And if you need help with anything powerlifting related, hit the link below, join the team, because I want to make you a better lifter.